Well, good Wednesday to y'all. It's Dan. I want to welcome y'all to my home in the sticks. Oh, the mercy. I hope everybody's having a wonderful hump day. Yes, it is raining over here. We're expecting some pretty good thunderstorms to roll in. But today, I'll do a little bit more cooking. I'm going to cook something that I've never cooked before. So give me a second. We're going to go off in this shop and I'm finna show you what I'm going to cook. All right, you and y'all, let me show you what I'm finna cook. What I have here is a bone-in cowboy steak. And this guy's pretty thick. I want to say it's about maybe an inch, maybe inch and a quarter. And I like ribeye steaks. I don't really eat steak all that often, mainly because I can't afford it. But anyways, I had to try this cowboy steak. This is Angus premium choice beef. So it's pretty good. Wasn't really all that much. So I thought I'd just try it. Just to see, what I could do with it. But what I'm doing right now is I'm bringing it up to room temperature and it's getting close. And over here I have some asparagus. Y'all know I'm a big fan of asparagus, but I'm gonna take this asparagus, I'm gonna put some extra virgin olive oil on it, coat them down real good. And I'm just gonna use some salt and pepper on them. As far as the seasoning on this cowboy steak, I'm going to use this stuff right here. It's Weber Chicago steak seasoning. I'm going to tell you, I'm a real big fan of just using salt and pepper on a steak and just letting it roll like that. But this stuff right here is really good. I've used it before and it's just got a real good flavor to it. So we're going to try this on that and we're going to see what happens. So let me get all of this stuff prepped up. I am, however, going to wrap this asparagus in some bacon. Bacon make everything taste good, right? Give me a second. I'm going to get all of that stuff done. I'm going to preheat the pit, and we're going to roll with it like that. What I will tell you is if I had more time, I would probably go on and reverse sear this steak because that is a real good way to cook a thick steak. And Lord have mercy, it's just good. But I don't really have the time to do it tonight, so we're gonna cook it on the grill. I'm gonna stick a probe in it. So give me a second and I'll get right back with you. All right, y'all, here we go. We're on the back deck. I have preheated this grill, got it up to about 400 degrees and went ahead and scraped down the grates. So we're good to go. I put the asparagus on, and just from my experience, you have to cook asparagus at a low temperature because if you cook it on a high temperature, especially if it's bacon wrapped, the high heat will scorch the bacon and it'll taste just awful. Don't ask me how I know that. But there they are. So we're gonna let these guys cook. Once they're done, I'm gonna take them off the grill, put them in the oven on a warm, and we're gonna start on that sure enough cowboy steak. All right, y'all, I believe our bacon wrapped asparagus is ready. Look how pretty that turned out. Really nice. And again, I cook these guys on low heat. Now what we're gonna do is we are gonna crank this grill up to a high heat and we're going to start on the cowboy steak. So let's start on that. All right, let's start on the cowboy steak. Okay, Dan, what is the liquid floating on top of it? This is Winchester sauce or Worcestershire sauce, whichever you prefer. I like to add a little bit of Winchester sauce to my steak, and this steak is definitely at room temperature. We are going to add some of this Chicago steak seasoning to this steak. We're going to douse this guy down pretty liberally. What I'm going to do on this guy is I'm actually going to use, I have an Accurite thermometer, and I'm going to probe the side of this steak because what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to cook this steak to about 150 degrees internal temperature, and we're going to let it rest for about 5 minutes. Now, just a side note, if you're going to use a meat probe in your meat or any meat, you want to stay away from bones and gristle if you can. So let's get it probed up. And I'll probably go maybe on the side of it. Something like that. Here's a probe. Bone is back here. Let's put this guy on the grill. Can you hear the sizzle? Oh my word. Cowboy steak is on the grill. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to char this guy real good, get some good grill marks on one side, flip it over, and then we're gonna let it go. I can pretty much go by feel on my steaks just to know where I want it to be, but considering this is a really thick cut of meat, we're just gonna go on and use a probe just to monitor the internal temperature. We're gonna get this guy cooked and then I'll bring y'all back. All right, y'all, I have reached the internal temperature of this steak that I like. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this steak rest for 5 minutes. I have my timer set right here. Give me about 5 minutes. We're gonna cut into this joke and I'm gonna show you what it looked like. Give me 5 minutes. All right, y'all, it's been 5 minutes. It's the moment of truth. We finna cut off into this cowboy steak and see what it looked like. All right, let's go. I'm pretty dang excited. Oh, that is perfect. Let me show you. Look at there. That is perfect. Yeah. Let's give it a taste test. Let's see. Oh yeah, really good flavor. It's cooked just like I like it. Woo. Bacon wrapped asparagus. Wow, that's really good, y'all. So there you have it, y'all. First time I've ever cooked a bone-in cowboy steak, and it's just a real thick ribeye with the bone in. I'm gonna have to say, I'd probably do it again. Delicious cut of meat. The asparagus accents the steak really well, and I just like bacon wrapped asparagus. On a side note, as far as the asparagus, if you do like to wrap your asparagus in bacon, in my opinion and from my experience, the tighter you wrap the bacon around the asparagus, when you put it on the grill, the heat is going to cause the bacon to shrink up around the asparagus, and it's just going to hold it in place, and it's going to make some really good bacon wrapped asparagus. Just a little side note. The seasoning, the Chicago steak seasoning made by Weber, really good as well. I'm not a representative, a spokesman for Weber, but I really like Weber's seasonings. They're just well-balanced seasonings. I'm sure there's a bunch of other seasonings out there. I just really like the Weber seasonings. There you have it, y'all. If you like the video, go on and give it a thumbs up to help. If you haven't subscribed to the Homeless Six channel, gracious almighty, y'all need to come on over, give me a look, because I'm always doing stuff. Really. And with that being said, you know it's coming. They ain't sure enough gonna say it. Don't let nobody dull your shine. I mean, nobody. Especially when you're grilling a bone-in cowboy steak and whatnot. And we will see you and y'all in the next video.